Hello everyone, welcome once again to this online chemistry class for class 10. So we are doing this chapter, that is chapter number 3, metals and non-metals, and in that we are doing chemical properties of metals. And in this chemical properties of metals, till now we have learnt the reaction of metals with oxygen, reaction of metals with water, and reaction of metals with acids. And in today's session we will be learning about how do metals react with solutions of other metal salts. See, while doing this chapter number 1, we have learnt about displacement reaction, right? We have learnt about this displacement reaction. What's a displacement reaction? A reaction in which a more reactive element displaces more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal from their salt solution is what is called as a displacement reaction. I'll give you an example here. Zinc plus copper sulfate gives you zinc sulfate plus copper. So here copper is displaced from copper sulfate by zinc. So this zinc is said to be more reactive than copper. Zinc is more reactive than copper. Okay, so a metal that is placed higher in the activity series can displace the metal which occupies a lower position from the aqueous solution of its salt. Again, I'll tell you, we'll learn reactivity series very soon. Okay, but remember this, the metals that are placed above, higher in the reactivity series, can displace the metal which occupies a lower position from the aqueous solution. Okay, so when you look at the reactivity series, so the order goes like this: potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, like that. So your potassium, sodium, these are all highly reactive. Calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, hydrogen, copper, mercury, silver, gold. This is your reactivity series. So at the top, that is your potassium, sodium, calcium, these are all highly reactive. So as you come down, the reactivity decreases, the rate of showing the reaction with water, with oxygen, with different compounds, like whatever we have seen in the previous session. So when you look at this reactivity series, I'll put it up after I finish this. Zinc is placed above copper. Therefore, zinc is more reactive than copper. So remember, a metal that is placed higher in the activity series can always displace the metal which occupies a lower position from the aqueous solution of its salt. I'll write it for you so that you all can remember for a longer time. A metal that is placed higher in the activity series can displace the metal which occupies a lower position from the aqueous solution of its salt. A metal that is placed higher in the activity series can displace the metal which occupies lower position from the aqueous solution of its salt. We saw that example now. Zinc with copper sulfate gives you zinc sulfate and copper. Copper is getting displaced. So which is more reactive? Zinc is more reactive. So zinc is placed above copper. Now let's talk about the activity that is given in your textbook, page number 44. Your textbook, page number 44, activity number 3.12. It's very, very important. See, as far as this lesson is concerned, all your activities you have to be thorough with. So let me explain you what that activity is all about. Okay, see, they have said you have to take a clean wire of copper. These are the materials you require. Clean wire of copper, iron nail, and then you have to put this copper wire in iron sulfate solution and your iron nail in copper sulfate solution by taking them in 2 test tubes. Okay, so you need a clean wire of copper, iron nail, and you need solution of CuSO4 and FeSO4. Okay, fine. Now see, now you have to take 2 test tubes. Name it test tube A, and this is test tube B. Okay, in test tube A you have to take copper sulfate solution. Copper sulfate is blue in color, so I am using that color here just to make you understand. Okay, in test tube A we are taking copper sulfate solution. Okay, in test tube B we are taking ferrous sulfate solution, which is light green in color. And here we are taking ferrous sulfate. Okay, in test tube A we have to put an iron nail. In test tube B, that is ferrous sulfate solution, you have to dip a copper wire. So this is your copper wire. Here you have iron nail. You have to leave it undisturbed for some time. After some time, when you see, you can find the tip of the iron nail turning reddish brown. This tip would become reddish brown and the solution must have become pale light green in color. This I'm making you just to understand. Remember, initially copper sulfate, it's a blue color in it's a nature, it's a blue color solution. So on its reaction, when iron nail is dropped into it, a reaction takes place, and because of that what happens, copper gets deposited at the tip of the iron nail and the solution which was blue in color is becoming green in color. And in test tube B you will not find any reaction taking place. So let me put these two reactions in the form of an equation. See here. Let me put those two reactions, whatever we have seen, like iron nail was put in copper sulfate solution, and I said at the tip of the iron nail you must have seen reddish brown color deposit of copper. So a displacement reaction has taken place there, and there you will have FeSO4 plus Cu. Since FeSO4 is formed, that is why the solution is also turning light green or pale green in color. Now the other one, that is test tube B. what are the two things taken there? Copper in FeSO4. Here no reaction takes place, because when you look at the reactivity series, you will find your iron placed above copper, right? Therefore iron is more reactive than copper. So more reactive element displaces a less reactive element. Here copper is less reactive when compared to your iron, so here no reaction takes place. So always remember, a more reactive metal always displaces a less reactive metal from its salt solution. Okay, a few more examples also you can consider for this displacement reaction. What are the other reactions I can give you? This silver with copper with silver nitrate. Copper with silver nitrate will give you CuNO3 twice plus Ag. So if you balance, this will become 2Ag, and here also you will have 2Ag, right? Cu plus 2AgNO3 gives CuNO3 twice plus 2Ag. Yes. So when you talk about this reaction, here your silver is less reactive when compared to copper. Copper is placed above silver. Therefore silver is displaced from silver nitrate. Clear to you? So in general, you remember, in general, metal A plus salt solution of metal B gives you salt solution of A plus metal B. In general, this is the format that you should remember. For example, I'll take the same example whatever I gave you. Let's go for this iron with copper sulfate. Fine. Fe plus CuSO4 gives you FeSO4 plus Cu. So this is your metal A, this is your metal B. So metal A, and this is the salt solution of metal B, right? Gives you salt solution of metal A. Here you find this ion, and metal B is getting displaced. Clear to you? Okay. With this, we are coming to an end of today's session. In the next session, we'll talk about reactivity series. How was it framed, and how are the elements placed in that? That we will see in the next class. That is your reactivity series. Okay. So in today's session, we have learned that a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal from its salt solution. And we have learned few metals, like the comparison between your zinc and copper. Zinc is more reactive than copper, and we also learned that silver is less reactive when compared to copper, right? So how these elements are arranged in the reactivity series, that we will learn in the upcoming session. Till then, take care. Bye.